Alright, so first off, I thought about saying Barakathon, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. And I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the whole few elect, starting with the 144,000 Shalom. Alright, so I ain't gonna say it's gonna be a quick, I'm gonna flow through the spirit, but a little when the precepts pull back up, I was just watching the elders, Elder Apostle Hart, Apostle Gabar Street Ministry, right? And there's a precept that they was going into, so I'm gonna read, but got another one too, Psalm 78. But Elder Apostle Hart had quoted something that had me in the spirit, but we don't want to go into it, right? But the quote he said was gonna be titled the lesson was it's a secret to get into the kingdom of heaven, right? And Lord willing, we're gonna read the precept, right? In fact, we'll read it in the NLT. Let's see, it's Matthew chapter 13. Matthew chapter 13 and start at verse 10, right? He said, his disciples came and asked him, why do you use parables when you talk to the people? In verse 11, it says, he replied, you are permitted to understand the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but others are not, right? So I'm read verse 11 again. It says, he replied, and it's Yahweh Shah talking to his disciples, right? He says, you are permitted to understand the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but others are not, man, right? So getting to the kingdom of heaven is a secret, right? And, Lord willing, right? We have that hopefully let, because we're able to learn those secrets. We're able to understand those secrets. When you have these worldly jakes, and you have these Christians running around thinking that it's for everybody, but everybody don't have the secrets everybody don't have the secrets to be able to enter to the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Everybody don't understand these things. And one thing they was going into is Isaiah 19, right? And when you understand it, that Egypt is talking about Isaiah 19 is referring to, which is America, a spiritual Egypt, right? Because you got to understand, this truth is spiritual. This not no carnal thing, right? This not no thing we can understand carnally, right? So first, before I go to Slack for notifications. First, before I go to that one, go to other precepts real fast that the elders brought out there, Lord willing. I got a few precepts I have. This is Psalm 78. I'm gonna get straight to the point, verse 2, right? And I'm also co-signing the Elder Apostle Gabar had said, right? So it's Psalm 78, verse 2 says, I will open my mouth. It's the Heavenly Father talking, right? I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, right? And one of the things he said was that when he uttered dark sayings, that means you had to shine light on understanding. Well, we know Yahweh Shah brought that light, right? John 12:46. Yahweh Shah came with light into the world, merely paraphrasing. Right? I come light into the world, merely paraphrasing, right? Yahweh Shah, that light is the understanding and knowledge, right? Well, you have Jake, right? Well, you have Esau, Edom, and the brothers was talking about this at the camp they did earlier as well. You have Esau, Edom, who's, Esau, that serpent, going back to the garden, that serpent was the melanin man, had the evil spirit, and that evil spirit later came on Cain. Right? But you gotta understand that evil spirit was cursed, right? It came back on Cain, it came back to Esau, right? But the evil spirit was cursed. It said, dust shalt thou eat, right? Meaning what? Dust represents confusion, right? Psalms 82:5, that, they walk on in darkness because Esau will never be able to understand the knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shem They'll never be able to understand the 100% truth. Well, you got Jacob fall out to Esau. Guess what they do? They walk on in darkness. So these dark sayings, they don't have the light to understand them because they're confused. Isaiah 16:2, right? They're in darkness. They have no knowledge to understand these things. But the elect, the 144,000, those sincere men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they have the light, they have the understanding to be able to understand these dark sayings, to understand these parables, to understand the secrets to get into the kingdom of heaven, right? So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, right? And I'm gonna start at verse 7, right? It says, but we speak the wisdom of Yahweh in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which Yahweh ordained before the world unto our glory, right? Which Yahweh ordained before the world unto our glory. So who is that? Who's he talking about, right? Let's go to Ephesians 1:4, right? It says, Ephesians 1:4 says, according he has chosen us, who's that? Us, the elect, in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy meaning separate, and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of the children. In Hebrew, that's sons, right? Children mean sons. He said, having predestinated us into the adoption of children by Yahweh Shah Mashiach to himself according to the good pleasure of his will. So we know the elect was ordained for the foundation of this world. So we know we go back to 1 Corinthians verse 2, and it says, but we speak the wisdom of Yahweh in the mystery, even the hidden wisdom which Yahweh ordained before the world unto our glory. Who he ordained that to? Right? Mysterion is a mystery. He ordained that to the elect, because the elect has been chosen. You know, Elder Pastor Gabar, he mentions a few times. He did a lesson on as well, going into, man, when you truly understand, it's not a works, because that elect is ordained. You can have a Jake wake up right when Jacob Cho pop off, because that elect is ordained, man. That elect is set. That elect been ordained, and they will understand the knowledge of understanding. Of course, you have the sensitive men who's scribing doing the works now, of course, but you got to understand it's not a works, right? You know, this you can't just choose to be part of the elect. This is ordained. This is what Yahweh Shah said. But we show our faith through our works. It don't mean you just go out and do what you want and hope that you are the elect. No, we still study to show ourselves approved, right? Make your calling and election sure, merely paraphrasing, right? We still do the works of Yahweh Shah, show our faith through our works. But you got to understand, man, the elect is ordained. The elect understand his knowledge. So nobody want to force it on you. Nobody want to make you try to understand it, because it's ordained to the elect. It's a mystery. Only the elect will be able to understand this mystery, right? It's verse 8, right? I think I have notes right here to my Mysterion Khan. But this is verse 8, right? It says, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory, right? Because they known the truth, right? They known the light. See, they ain't understand these dark parables. They ain't understand these things. They ain't understand the knowledge and understanding Yahweh Shah bringing to them. That's why they didn't believe him. But if they knew, they wouldn't do what they did to him. Because now they understand they got to pay for that. Yahweh Shah, he ready to bring that judgment upon him. But he ready to come for who? The elect, those same ones who believed back then. Else you got to understand reincarnation. The same ones who believe back then are the same ones who believe today, right? John 8:21. That's why Yahweh Shah told the ones, the unbelievers, they're gonna die in their sin, right? So this is verse 9 says, but as is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of men the things which Yahweh prepared for them that love him, right? What is that? 1 John 5:3. For the love of 1 John 5 verse 3, for this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous, right? So the love of Yahweh Shah is to do his will, do his work, follow his commandments, which he set for us to do. And we're not going to keep it perfect, but we strive to the best of our ability, right? You have Jake out here who just doing whatever, man, right? But continue to move on, verse 10 says, but Yahweh hath revealed them unto us by his spirit, the Rakakadash, Spirit Holy, the Holy Spirit, that comforter. That Yahweh Shah prayed to the Father, leave us, because when Yahweh Shah was with us, he was that comforter. He revealed us unto these things. He revealed these things unto us, like I meant to say, right? He was that light on these dark sands to allow us to able to understand these things. That's why in Matthew 13 was reading, he was talking to the disciples, right? When they asked him, why do you speak to the people, you speak in parables? Because it's not for them to understand, it's for you to understand. It's for the elect to understand, right? It says, for the Spirit searches all things, yet the deep things of Yahweh Shah, right? That's what you got to understand. The 100% truth is here, but only the elect will understand it. Yeah, you got all these vain babblings, all these other doctrines going around, but that's to deceive. That's only going to deceive the ones who not just elect. The elect is not falling away from the truth or not. That's why John 10 say, my sheep hear my voice, right? His voice is what? These scriptures, knowledge and understanding, being able to understand it, being able to discern, right? It's one of the gifts of Yahweh Shah, right? Verse 11 says, for what man knows the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him. Even so the things of Yahweh know no man but the spirit of Yahweh. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of Yahweh, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Yahweh. Which things also we speak not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, right? Not of what man teacheth, right? But with the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things to spiritual. You understand this? The Spirit comes upon the Spirit. The mouth of the Lord right now is his prophet. The Spirit comes upon the prophets, right? And one of the brother Tazawan brought out Proverbs 1 in the camp earlier when I was watching. He brought out Proverbs 1, and he was going, and you know that I want to say start around verse 20. How long will you simple with love simplicity, right? Because turn your and I think verse 23 we talk about turn your mind reproof. I'll make my words known unto you. Merely paraphrasing. How does he do that? Through his prophet. The Spirit coming to the prophets. And the prophets prophesy, teach, do these things, right? And when you understand, we understand through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shah. And when we understand it, that's the Spirit coming upon us and revealing these things unto us. And each and every day, right? The spirit of Yahweh comes upon us, allow us to discern, how to discipline, how to consistency, design that sense of milk to become the spiritual man, so we can grow through the spirit, right? Because the flesh can't receive these things, which we're going to get to, right? Verse 14 said, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit of Yahweh, right? That flesh, you don't receive these things, you receive things through the spirit. It says, they are fools unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned, right? So you got to understand, you got to have the spirit of Yahweh. That's why Paul said, I bear witness through my conscience. This is a spirit, it's not a fleshly thing, right? It's not a fleshly thing. But understanding that, really the point was really in verse 7, right? Going into, we speak this word in a mystery, right? Because you got to understand, right? This is a mystery. This ain't nothing that everybody gonna receive. Only the elect will be able to receive this knowledge and understanding. Only that 144,000 will understand this knowledge. You won't have everybody understand this knowledge. Everybody won't get it. It is set that way. The Most High has, what is that, Ezekiel 9? The Most High has his angels blocking, right? Let me go to that real fast. The Most High has his angels blocking the ears of the ones so they won't receive it, right? This is Ezekiel 9. Ezekiel 9 might be Ezekiel 6. Bear with me. It's like, hold up, bear with me. Bear with me. I know it's in Ezekiel. Is it Ezekiel 9? No, that's going into the, let me see. I'm trying to think what it's at, verse. Ezekiel 10? But I know it's in Ezekiel where it's going into, with the, let's do this. Let's go to my notes. Was the angel is blocking, Most High have an angel blocking, right? Blocking the eyes of people so they cannot see and the ears of people so they cannot hear, right? So they won't be able to receive this knowledge, right? Let me see. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see. Let's find this preset real fast. We can't. It's like I did a lesson on it. Yeah, wait. It's like, I know it's. I might be tripping. It might be Isaiah. Slacky, not Ezekiel, it's Isaiah Slacky. Right? So it's Isaiah 6, right? And I started at verse 8, right? It says, I also heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? Then it said, here I am, send me. right? So this is an angel, right? I read in my notes, right? The angel's blocking Israel from hearing this truth. It's the angel's talking, right? He said, send me, right? And he said, go and tell his people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. See ye indeed, but receive not. So you have the angel blocking, right? Israel from being able to understand his knowledge, right? He says, make the heart of his people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes that they see with their eyes and hear with their heart, understand with their heart and convert and be healed. So they will never be able to understand. It doesn't understand to be able to convert and be healed, right? Because only the elect be able to inherit the kingdom. You have Jake, right? The 2/3, they're going to go through punch. They're going to go through judgment, man. Because they need it, right? They need it, man. Look how wild Jake is. But they won't be able to understand these mysteries. They won't be able to understand these dark sayings. They won't be able to understand the secrets to get to the kingdom of heaven, right? They think of Christianity, this is for everybody. No, this is not for everybody. It's only for 144,000, right? And let's see. Hold that. Revelation 7. Bear with me. I got a few more precepts I don't want to touch. Like I said, this one gonna be no long, but you want to hit this subject because you got to understand, man. This is that quote that the elder said, right? There's a secret. It's a secret to get into the kingdom of heaven. It is, man. And that secret is knowledge and understanding. If you don't know this, if you don't know the secrets, right? If you can't be able to discern the spiritual things, like when it was Isaiah 19, right, verse 1, for instance, right, when it says Most High will come into Egypt again on ships. What is that referring to? That's referring to America, because Revelation 11:8 say what? America is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Egypt represents what? Exodus 22. Right? The land of bondage, right? Because we was enslaved in Egypt. This is where we was enslaved in America. This is even going back to Deuteronomy 28:68. I would bring it to Egypt again. What is Egypt referring to? I bring it to Egypt again on ship. Egypt was referring to bondage, but people don't be able to understand these things, right? So this Revelation 7 and verse 1 says, after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor a sea, nor any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east and having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads, right? And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Israel, right? So once this 144,000 receive this knowledge and understanding, right, guess what? It's a wrap. Most High gonna let these things, he gonna let this destruction come, he gonna let this destruction go, right? But you gotta understand, it's only that the point of that precept, right, is that 144,000 of the children of Israel, that's the elect, right? Now, one more quick precept you hit, right? One of my favorites, Romans 11:7, right? It says, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Right? Most High got them in the spirit of sleep. Most High got in the spirit of summer, man. Only the elect will be able to understand the secrets to get into the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Shah, because it is a secret to get into the kingdom. It's not for everybody. Everybody won't be able to understand it, man. Mysterion, mystery, right? It's a secret message. Matter of fact, I think a long time ago, I remember Elder Marzakbach, he went into this, right? Let's go to 1 Corinthians 2:7. And that word mysterion, Greek word for it is mysterion, right? You gonna see it, hidden things, secret, mystery. Generally, mysteries, religious secrets confined only to the initiated, not the ordinary mortals, man. Who's that? It's the elect. A hidden secret or thing not obvious to the understanding. A hidden purpose or counsel, secret will of men, of Yahweh, the secret counsel which govern Yahweh in dealing with the righteous, which are hidden from the ungodly and wicked men, but plain to the godly. Matter of fact, quick precept, man, right? Book of Sirach. What is that? Matter of fact, plain into... It's like at 39:24, it says, Book of Sirach 39:24, it says, and his ways are plain unto the holy, the separate, the elect. So are they a stumbling block unto the wicked, right? So you gotta understand, right? This is for the elect, right? It says in rabbinic writing and denotes the mystic or hidden sense of an OT saying in the image form seen in the vision of a dream. But understand it's a mystery to the initiated ones. Who's that? The elect, man, mysterion, right? A hidden thing, a secret, man, right? So it's a secret to get into the kingdom of heaven, and only the initiated ones, only the elect will be able to understand it, man, right? So that being said, Lord willing, right? No one gonna be no long one to touch on that, hit me in the spirit, right? So that being said, I hope the lesson was edifying and exalting, right? I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shout out to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000. Shalom.